Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee, Love, and Books. Today I'm going to be doing my August TBR, and I'm really excited because this past month was such a feel-good month. Like, I literally just went with the books I really wanted to read, and I always try to put some classics in there which are a little harder for me to focus on and to put my attention into. So this month I have another batch of real feel-good books, but I think they're also quality books. So I added in a few nonfictions, or just one classic, and we'll see how this works out. So starting off with one that I'm reading digitally, it is Mistborn Secret History. I just finished the Mistborn series, and Secret History is like very spoilery, so I can't go into it, but it's kind of it's the series from the perspective of a different character. And I was so psyched when I found out it was a thing, and I sprinted to my library website and I did it, or I got it immediately, and I'm like, it's a novella, and I'm like almost 50% through it already because I was just so psyched about reading this book. So that's one that I've already started. The next book on my pile that I just checked out digitally is Crazy Love by Francis Chan. I love Francis Chan so much. I love listening to his talks. He is just such a free spirit, so emotional and amazing, and I am so excited to read what he has to write, and that will be one of my non-fictions for this month. And the other one that I do not have in physical form is Kiss of Deception, which I was going to read it a few months ago, and Mistborn became available, and I was like, okay, I'm doing Mistborn, not this, because I was waiting for Mistborn for forever, and now I'm fully Mistborn saturated. And I honestly I am so saturated in the Mistborn universe that I don't feel a great compulsion to go into another fantasy series, so we'll see how I do with Kiss of Deception. But I am happy that I get to keep going with the fantasy trend because I think I'm definitely in a big fantasy mood, and I am really excited about it. Kiss of Deception, I know very little about what it's about. I know it has a female protagonist, and it's a fantasy world, and I've literally no idea what the plot is besides that. I wish I had figured it out, but I'm just going with things I heard were good, and I'm trying to dip my toes into a lot of different genres right now. So Mistborn, and then less hard to read fantasy. So I'm excited to dip my toes into Kiss of Deception. I don't know how motivated I'll be to read it this month, but I will try. Okay, moving on to books I think I will really enjoy, I've heard are good. On the Fence was recommended by one of my favorite booktuber, Murphy Napier. I love her so much, and this is a modern romance. I do not read modern books very often, and I read romances probably less. So I read To All the Boys last month, and I, as well as being in an epic fantasy mood, I'm also in a romance mood. So I'm excited to start on this one. I've heard it's really good, and it's basically about a girl who is a tomboy, and just a romance with her, and just all the stuff that comes with that. And I think it is a lot deeper than a lot of romances tend to be, so I'm so psyched to read this book. Yeah. Okay. Enemies in Love. I did read more of it. How many pages am I in now? I've had this book for forever, 21 pages. My intention, I guess, is to just kind of skip read through this, because this author rambles a lot about things I don't really care about. She just feels the need to dig into every little detail, and I understand it and I respect it. It's just not necessarily something I care about reading about. So I'm just trying to get to the main meat of the story and then get out. So I will continue reading this book just very loosely. Like, I'm kind of giving up on in-depth reading it because there are just so many unnecessary details in this book. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I can't say much about it because I'm only 21 pages in. But I'm excited to actually like read it in a different way and kind of take the responsibility of reading it very like scrutinizingly out of the way. All right, next one is A Walk to Remember. In the books I got for free from my neighbors, I'm trying to do a book a month, and this baby is up first because I'm so psyched to read it. I already have the movie on my watch list on Netflix, so I'm really excited to read this baby and find out what it's about. Basically, it is just a good girl, bad boy romance with tragedy mixed in. I know how the story ends, but I'm really excited to read the book. He's obviously a very successful author, and while I'm trying to get further into the romance genre, I think this will be a good pick. All right. Speaking of romance genre, the OG of all romance. I don't know slang, so forgive me if I just made you laugh out loud. But anyway.
The Opera Ghost of all. Sorry. In Phantom, his initials are OG for Opera Ghost, and I just thought that was the funniest thing ever, so. Anyway.
Jane Austen is an amazing romance writer, and I wasn't crazy about Emma, but I'm excited to get more into Mansfield Park. I'm like 27 pages into this one. I need to keep going, but I was very focused on Phantom this month, and I'm hoping that I can tackle another Jane Austen. I love her so far, and although she's not the easiest to read, but it's just so charming and amazing, and her characters just blow my mind with how amazing they are, and also her romances are just yeah, I'm really excited to get more into Mansfield Park now that it's the only classic I am focused on. And that brings me to my last one. I need to pay more attention when I'm on my library account because I really wanted to read Jurassic Park this month, and I accidentally checked out the Spanish edition. So I have a nice little prop for my videos, but unfortunately I do not speak Spanish. So this is a book I've heard is really good, and I want to watch the movies, but first I want to read the book because I am blessed to be of the age where I just haven't seen a lot of classic things. So I get to experience the book before the movie. And I really am looking forward to this. I will get it digitally. We'll see if I get it before the end of the month, and this is a huge maybe on whether or not I can read it by the end of the month. But if I do get the digital copy by the end of the month, I'll definitely try this out. But right now I'm kind of glad that this didn't work out because I am in a crazy fantasy mood, and I don't want to like plunge myself straight into sci-fi. So that is how it's looking with Jurassic Park. But anyway, these are the books I intend to read this month. I'm super excited. I had such a fun reading month. That's how I would describe it. June was like a very good reading month. This past month was a fun reading month, and I think this one is a good mix. So long as I actually dig into the quality, the more quality books, or the non-fictions and classics more than I did this past month, I think it should be really balanced. And I'm like really excited to get more into fantasy, more into a modern romance. I actually have 3 romances this month. I'm not a big romance reader, so let's see if picking 3 alleged good romance, I don't know if Walk to Remember is considered a good romance, but 3 pretty popular romance books and seeing how I roll with that. I'm super excited. I just like went straight from this month to the other month, and I'm like just so psyched for this month and to see how much of this I get to read. Thank you so much for watching. What will you be reading this month? Be sure to tell me in the comments below. I love hearing about it, and I just am so excited for everything that these have in store. And if you read any of these, be sure to let me know, and then we can chat about it and like have a book club, and it'll be amazing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next Saturday, and don't forget to keep reading. Bye!